Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DED for our season finale. Antonio, I believe it is actually pretty crazy that we've gone past 50 episodes at this point.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that this has to at least be episode like 51 or 52. If we have gone past it, it ain't by much. But I am totally shocked we've gotten this far and we've gotten the response that we have just from people. Like I didn't think
Yeah,
we
it's
would
it's
grow
been
this
it's been
much.
a crazy ride in these
Yes,
past 9 months.
it really
Um,
has.
and with everything going on, I'm really excited to see more of what we got
Hmm.
coming. And I believe with everyone that's been showing their support and everything, you guys are awesome. I never expected to be at the amount of subscribers that we have right
No,
now, and our
definitely not.
YouTube has been doing pretty okay. We're getting up there. I'm
Hmm.
looking forward to getting more YouTube views just because it's more accessible for people. And
It
you have
is.
all said
It
that
is.
it is easier to listen on YouTube
Yep.
because of
I
just
even
the
had
way
a
it's set
friend
up.
recently. I even had a friend recently who joined the YouTube show. Like they tried Spotify, wasn't great for them. YouTube, like you said, much more accessible. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean that's totally fine with me, and I'm more than happy to say that we're yep on YouTube. If you're listening on
Mm.
Spotify and you're subscribed to us on Spotify, I'd much appreciate if you could
Hmm.
switch and just kind of go over to YouTube and give us a little subscribe there too. I mean, it helps us no matter where we're at or what we're doing. Because Antonio, I also believe that Reemergence is going to still be on Backer Kit
It should.
when this goes
It
up.
should.
So if you guys haven't already and you're looking for more stuff from us, you could also get our beautiful physical book. And it's really cool to look at and see all our work on paper. And I have been going crazy just looking at it. And if you guys want to go check out our TikTok, I have been making videos over there as well that will be going up probably weeks before this is up. So if you guys want to go check that out and see the kind of interesting stuff you get, and you can also see me be really awkward in front of a camera. I know you're all gonna love that so much. So please go check that out, and if you guys can, go follow us over on TikTok and Instagram. We're almost at 100 people on our Instagram, and we're looking forward to getting up there on BackerKit. We're almost funded. We're probably going to be funded by the time this comes out.
I would hope.
Um, and yeah, thank you guys for all the support and everything. This episode is going to be really fun. I'm not going to shill. Unfortunately, Dubby is going to have to take a back seat today.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
and I'm just going to go right into it with the
Oh
long
shit.
story. We've got a shorter one that's going to be really funny. And we're going to do some SRC questions as we haven't done them in a long time. And I've had some people ask me for them. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. And Antonio, unless you have anything else to say, I think
I
we're going to
got
get
I got
right into the
nothing.
meat
Let's
of
do
this.
this. Let's do this. Give us that tagline, Joe.
Yeah, the tagline today is real easy. Just DM/player that ruined a friend group. Now, obviously, titles are not everything, but it
I
is
will say, Joe.
insane.
I will say, Joe. In terms of taglines, this one was a little bit of a weaker one.
It's a
If
weak
I'm
one,
being
but the
real with you.
story I guarantee you is not weak. It is
Oh shit. Okay.
very oof.
All right. Let's hear it. Let's go.
So, I'd never played D&D before until 2020, when a college friend who I'll be referring to as M invited me and three other friends to join a campaign he was DMing. Everything started off fine, and we made our characters and started a fairly normal one-off session. So, just a little.
Everything's fine so far. Everything's good.
Yeah, well, this is so they just played a
Mm,
one shot, and then we're doing some stuff. Yeah, but
mm.
so my character died right away, but it was whatever. I make a new character pitch, and I pitched the idea to M. I wanted to play a human wizard that would transform into his rival, a dark elf warlock at night, kind of like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type thing, with
Okay.
two souls trapped in one body. M approves, and we begin doing his homebrew campaign after. At first, M started targeting one of my other friends, I'll call him V, who was playing a joke character, a stoner bard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
M would constantly shoot down any silly idea V had and would actively mock V, making
Don't like
a
that.
vape shop in a fantasy mall only to then reveal it was actually a ruse by a religious group to recruit people and make them sober. or a time where V wanted to make a fantasy SoundCloud only for M to shoot it down with, "Well, you can't because Audio Sky exists."
Wait, what
Quote. I don't know, and then that
the
kind
fuck is
of
audio
and
skies?
that kind of shit. So pretty much just like shooting down the
Hmm.
ideas that are kind of
Any silly idea
sillier.
had any
Yeah.
silly idea had this dude shooting it down was not cool. Not cool
It,
already.
it was just it had gotten to the point that V didn't want to play anymore because of this. V later sacrificed their character in a last stand moment to save the party, after which V left
Hmm.
and that's a
Nope.
weird sentence. So afterward, V left, and my friend and I started being targeted by M.
Ah,
Sorry,
Jesus.
that's
Okay.
just the breakdown there. But so my friend, who I'll be calling S, well, Jesus, there's a lot of single letter characters in this one. So the only girl in the group, which led to several weird moments. M had made a joke gnome character named Gorf, who would alter reality and would show up at the most awkward moments, only to make dumb, unfunny jokes or harass S.
Oh
And
no.
at one point, M made Gorf appear and made S's character marry him, which was really awkward and weird for everyone. But we didn't bring anything up to not. We didn't bring anything up, so that way we didn't hurt M's feelings.
Should have said something.
Then
Sure.
at the end of the campaign, I accidentally sacrificed my character due to a misunderstanding, and I accidentally ruined my character's and one of my friend's character arcs. I was so
Wait,
upset that I left the call. I later apologized to everyone and figured it was water under the bridge, which I think we have enough to kind of play on for now. I think it's interesting that this guy is like he doesn't want any silly antics from this
but
guy
well, yeah,
V,
he
and then
wants to be the class clown.
yeah, and then immediately afterward, we're hearing of this gnome character who can alter reality. Like,
So, so I'm guessing that like DM wants to be the funny one, and this other dude who's just trying to play, like he's just trying to have fun. He's just trying to play
it's their
his
first
game, have
game they've
fun with
ever
it,
played.
and yeah,
This is one of those things that we talk about a lot, Antonio. It's
mm-hmm,
like just let them have fun. Like
let him
even if
have
it's
fun.
not like meant to be like I mean, obviously like okay, to a degree. Like
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
would make it like if you want to make a vape shop technically in this fantasy mall setting thing, then like hey, like do you have the gold to to do
Yeah,
it, or like who's gonna
probably
watch the
not.
shop while you're out
Mm,
adventuring and doing
yeah.
all? You gotta hire some, like I kind of play into it, and you can make it funny and kind of like have
Hmm.
fun with it, and then like maybe they do have all the requirements, and you're like, oh okay, well whatever, you have a vape shop. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't have to be anything big. I mean, it's just supposed to be something
and
funny.
maybe it was mentioned. I missed it. Is this a newer DM? Do we know if it's a more
We don't
established
know,
one? We
we
don't
don't
know.
know.
Okay, because yeah, I mean, yeah, this is a new DM vibes. I'll say that much. This doesn't give me new DM vibes. This gives me like this gonna be real. This DM seems a little bit like an asshole. It's he wants things to go his way. He wants to be the funny one to the point too where he gets a little. I don't want to say creepy, but like there's a girl in the group, and like he has to have his character marry this girl. It's like, bro, like you good, homie? Like I'm just saying, like, what's going on here? I don't understand why he's doing that, and overall, too, I would think at some point you'll read the room, right? Like you
I
said,
You would think so, man.
you
You
would
would
think,
think that you would do something like that, but it's an interesting thing so far because it's like you get to the point that this guy like okay, if you're playing D&D for the first time, you kind of want to like really get the experience and like enjoy yourself before it gets too bad or whatnot.
hmm,
And the thing is like after they leave, like I would feel weird. I would
yeah,
feel bad if they left and they're like, "Oh, I just don't, I just feel like I'm not having fun." It's
yeah,
like, "Okay, that's on the DM." And I would
yes,
strongly encourage V try again with another group.
yeah.
Just because I think you can make really silly characters or you can make serious characters however you have fun. I mean, even in our Coliseum of Madness, like it's a more serious campaign, but we still have like
Oh,
silly characters.
we have silly characters. We have silly moments, and I think and that's just the composition of the group. There, a lot of us
Yeah,
want to play silly characters, and there's
and that's
nothing
okay.
wrong with that.
It
There's
still
nothing
makes it
wrong with
fun.
that.
It's still fun
Yeah.
for me to play around with, and we can
Hmm.
still have serious moments. We'll
Yes.
be releasing those while we're on our hiatus after we're gone on this one for about a month. You guys will
Hmm.
still get episodes, but they're going to be our game episodes. So I hope you guys enjoy that and consider joining the Patreon for that because it's going to be really awesome to have those.
Hmm.
But for all of this stuff, it's really interesting to hear this friend S being the only girl
Yep.
and like being like, oh, like Gorf marries you. It's like,
It, I'm just saying, bro. I'm
I
just
mean, if
saying.
you have feelings for someone, I don't think Gorf is the way to go. I don't think Gorf is gonna be a lady snatcher there.
I
Well, he is a lady snatcher, but
I don't want to say this, but it's just like, bro, if you're down bad, like go out there and actually try to meet people. Don't force your player to like their character to like marry a character. You like just.
I think he should marry Gorf. I think he's gonna
But
alter reality, and
I don't want to say
he's
this is
gonna
the.
marry you. He's gonna marry you. It's gonna be funny. It's
I
so
don't.
funny. It's
I
like
don't want
everybody
to
at the
say that's
table
the
just like,
vibe he's giving me, but this is the vibe the DM's giving me right now. I'm just being real.
hey buddy, I don't
I'm
want to be
keeping it
that guy,
100.
but you beat a little weird.
Yeah, yeah, and you want at that point too, like again, that's what I was
Uh,
saying. As the DM, you have to read the room a little bit.
it's
If
also
there's,
the same thing as like we didn't bring it up because we didn't want to hurt his feelings. I understand.
yeah,
I understand,
yeah,
but he kind of already did that to your friend V, right? Like
yeah.
it kind of already had this like feeling that was like, man, like what an ass,
I mean,
right? Like
it's
if
been
you're
more than
acting
one
like an
time.
asshole or you're kind of acting like an ass and you're like preventing people from having fun and doing all this other stuff, like come on, man.
It,
Like I feel like a little like, hey, dude, you just said we don't want no funny business here, and then you bring this stupid little fucking gnome character in here just to marry someone and like fuck
and you,
around. It's like
yeah.
doesn't make sense. Like to me, if I was a player there, I definitely would have said something in the
Mm.
regard of that. Like, so you don't want silly characters, but you're gonna make dumb and funny jokes just to harass us during the campaign.
Oh,
Is that not a funny character, quote unquote? Like,
I mean,
come on,
yeah,
man.
that's fair. That's
That
100% fair.
and maybe I don't understand how they sacrificed a character due to a
How do you do by?
misunderstanding.
Yeah, how do you do that by accident? I would love to
I'm
be
not
a
gonna
fly on the
say I'm not
wall
gonna
with that
say it's the OP's
conversation.
fault, but I'm gonna say like as a
No,
DM, how the fuck are you gonna let somebody sacrifice their character due to a misunderstanding? Like
yeah,
for me, I'm like, okay, it could be something a little more interesting with like the story, or maybe the story elements we don't really know are like maybe there's a few things that are going on, right?
hmm.
But you'll see this a lot in this story where it's like accidentally this happened, and it's like
Like how do you accident again? How do you
it,
accident?
it's an
How does
interesting
a
thing because
character
it's
get
like
accidentally sacrificed?
because you do have a lot of power as a DM to just be
Yeah.
like, oh, like I'm not gonna do that, right?
Yes.
Like sure, maybe you make it out, and then like later on, like I find Antonio locked into a barn, and there's just like a pile of orcs or something, and it's
Mm,
like, hey, buddy, we thought you died back there, and then that can lead to an interesting character moment,
yeah.
or like, hey, you guys left me here, and I had to deal with this myself, right? And it's like, Jesus. I mean, we see it a lot in like comics and stuff, but like that'd be a really cool
That'd be
way
cool.
to, say like a
Handle it.
character sacrifices themselves,
Hmm.
and then they don't, right? So
Yeah.
like, but it's
I,
also something that like I understand, like that sucks. That really sucks. Like if your character did get sacrificed for whatever reason that was,
hmm.
it's like, oh damn, well, okay, Jesus, that sucks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I wouldn't be happy if I would not be happy at that table if somehow from a misunderstanding my character gets killed off. I'd just be like, bro, what the fuck?
yeah,
And I think at that point you are well within your right to be upset. Just saying.
I think so. But so this continuing on, it says after M's campaign, I began to work on my own D&D campaign and began DMing my first session. S, M, and S's boyfriend and one of M's other friends we'll call Y. Oh my goodness, we're all players. Y So
Sorry
was an
to keep
experienced,
track
yeah.
of them.
Y, okay. I'm gonna get confused here, but so Y was an experienced D&D player, and it was my first time DMing and that there were other players who were less experienced with D&D mechanics. So he made sure that he made sure to tone his character's abilities down so that he didn't one shot everything, which is kind. That's really awesome of him.
Hmm.
M, on the other hand, decided to play a Grung monk with poison touch that would one-shot everything before my other players can get a turn in
Of
combat.
course.
It's interesting. I don't know how. I'd have to get the stats on that to see how that
I don't
happened.
know, Joe, but I just know there are
That's
ways to break
crazy.
the game.
I know
The-
there's ways to do it, but it's crazy. I don't know if somebody actually. I mean, because that sounds like somebody with some more experience
Mhm.
that might know how to break it. So that's kind of interesting. When I tried reaching out to M about nerfing his character and just removing the poison touch, he got defensive, saying that he should just switch characters when that wasn't what I had said at all. I was
Right.
fine with him playing the same character, just removing that extra poison damage.
Yeah.
Next session, M's character was killed by S's character on accident, having thrown an item at a boss while it had M's character grappled and getting a crit. M was low on health already and took enough damage to kill him twice. We
Oh,
all laughed about
jeez.
it, except for M, who proceeded to leave the Discord call. I tried messaging him and telling him that his character wouldn't stay dead because of plot stuff, and tried to explain that his character would still be alive, but he kept saying, "My
Okay.
characters always die, I should just pick a human." And we
What?
ended up working out that his character would come back but wouldn't have poison touch anymore. The next session was the worst session I had with him yet. So I think we should definitely talk more on this too, because it's like it's an interesting situation. I'm gonna look that up real quick because I need to know what is poison touch in.
Well, and okay. So I do feel a little bad. I do feel a little bad for M's character because like he was tangled up with the boss. This player throws a item, and I'm guessing it was some type of explosive because I can't see how like you could accidentally kill a player without some type of splash damage, right? So it was something like that, I would think. So I do feel a smidge bad for him here, and the fact that like his player got killed like in that fashion. But with that all being said, the DMs like to leave the table over that. I think is a little. I don't want to say childish. I don't want to say childish. Like I think it's okay to laugh at this point because clearly that was not the intention. Clearly, it was a I'm not even gonna say mistake. It just happened. This is D&D. Things like this happen. And hey, if you talk to the DM, like DM contact him and just say, hey, I'm not gonna leave it. We're gonna fix this. I'm not gonna have your character die like that. We'll
Which was
fix
a
it.
good
He'll still
move.
be
That's a
alive.
good
It was a
move on
very good move on the
their
DM's
part.
part. A very good move on the DM's part. I'm gonna applaud them on that. I think it
I
was a good call.
I'm gonna be honest here, Antonio.
Go
So
for
I'm
it.
gonna read the spell for the people that are uh,
Okay. Yeah, cause
listening
I don't
because
know it either. I
it's
don't
a
know it.
second edition spell,
All right.
which is interesting. I don't know if it's on 5e. It doesn't ever say it's on 5e. So the spell creates a brown radiance around the caster's hand and another chosen limb. Within 5 rounds of casting Poison Touch, the priest must touch a chosen victim, or the magic fades and it's wasted. A successful attack roll is required to touch a victim, and if such a touch is made to any part of the victim, armor or clothing may be touched, as bare flesh contact is not required. A brown light flashes once and is gone, and the victim must make a saving throw versus the spell. If the saving throw succeeds, the victim takes 1 point of damage, and the corrosive magic eats a hole in any armor or garment worn and causes a disfiguring eruption of the skin beneath the touched area into taw welts. I think it says raw. I think it's supposed to say raw welts.
All
And
right.
then the spell ends. The wound inflicts a temporary loss of 2 points of charisma upon the victim, but the wound vanishes and the ability score points are regained through normal healing, rest, or use of curative magic.
Okay.
And it says, so for the end, it says, if the saving throw fails, the victim suffers 6 points of damage and is slowed as the spell instantly until the end of the following round. On the second round, the victim must make another saving throw. If it succeeds, the victim suffers 1 point of damage, is corroded, and the disgust above happens.
So how's he one-shotting people from this?
So here's the last bit. So
Okay,
if the
okay.
second saving throw fails, the victim suffers 3d6 points of additional damage and must make a Constitution ability check and a Strength ability check. If both succeed, the spell ends without further effects. If one fails, the victim falls unconscious and takes another 1d8 points of damage, but can be roused on the following round or later if alive. If both checks fail, the victim takes an additional 1d10 points of damage, falls into a coma, and cannot be roused until Anino means
Jesus.
for 1d12 plus 2 points. Or
Damn.
rounds. Rounds.
Okay, so I do hear this, but as a DM, couldn't you just make a few adjustments to your monsters to make it to where they would be more likely to succeed on these
Well,
checks?
let's just say maximum hit points, right? Like, let's
Hmm.
just calculate that. 3d6 is what? 6, 12, 18 plus
Hmm.
6 is 24.
Yep.
24 plus 10, 34. 34, oh, sorry, 34 plus the 8. Maximum, by
42.
the way, 42.
Yeah, 42 would be the max
Which,
damage.
from what I'm aware, doesn't. Well,
That's
I
not
mean, it's a level 2 spell.
well, and Joe, I forgive me. What class was he playing again?
I don't know. It just says
It's
this is a
eluding me.
priest spell. So I
Yeah,
don't.
because so like if he's a priest, he's getting like what, maybe two. Do they even get a second attack? I don't play
Well, the,
like
the the thing is that's really weird is that at the end it says once a poison touch is delivered, the casting priest is free to take any other actions desired.
so. Wait,
So
so
it's
they
kind
could
of
like take
broken. It's a
another
broken
action?
spell. Like I can already see how it's a broken spell because you can just like
Oh,
it's
so you
not
just spam
you
it?
cast the spell and you have 5 rounds to just keep touching people.
Yeah.
It's kind of bullshit. I mean, I can see how it's bullshit. I was just confused because I was like, how in the world are they just one shotting people like this? I can see it. I mean, if you're
Hmm.
dealing a total of about, I mean, this is like two failed saving throws, one after the other, one after the other,
Yeah.
and then the third one is like, oh, you take an additional 1d10 if you do this and this and this. It's like it's a complex spell that
Yeah.
I think if you just raised your ability scores to
Hmm.
just negate it. Like, oh, it's like six points of damage, and I get it. I mean, slowed is also kind of bullshit to just instantly cast on someone
Well,
over and you can just keep touching this dude over and over and over.
and
So it's like,
slowed, Joe. You have to. I, I am not completely aware because I don't play magic casters that much. Slowed does what exactly?
pretty much slow just affects your character speed, movement
Hmm.
speed. It affects your initiative if you play initiative a certain way. It
Okay.
it just makes your character slow.
Slow.
I think.
Okay. So I thought
So.
there might be some other detriments to it. Okay.
No, but it's
So
just that, and it's interesting because it's I don't know.
fair enough. So okay, and I feel like we lost the plot here for a second. All right.
I mean, I guess not really. I don't think so. I think it's because I did want to make sure that it's like, well, with slowed or with the poison touch. Sorry, it does seem a little broken, and if they are level 1, I don't even know. That's crazy. That's a level 2 spell, by the way. But that's
It is
that's D
kind
and
of
D
crazy
second
now just to think.
edition. Everything was
Yeah.
kind of fucking broken at that point. But
Well, then, do you think
yeah.
it's on the DM to like maybe look over the character sheet and be like, "Hey, bro, that spell right there. Can we get rid of that?"
I don't think you would fail that often though. Like even me, like if I
Probably
saw
not,
that spell,
right?
I'd be like, I'd probably say something, but that's because I'm an experienced DM,
Hmm.
and we're talking about it from like a outsider's perspective.
Yeah.
From a newer DM standpoint, I guarantee it's just like, oh, it's like they're probably not going to win all of these checks, but he
Right.
probably has something else that increases his check or
Maybe.
increases the amount you need to roll against it to
Hmm.
he probably knows more about it. So I would say that that's not on them. It's probably just the character being kind of an ass about it. But
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So,
yeah.
all right, and so Joe, I'm just curious, what happens next at this point?
So the party is told that M's character is brought back to life with a magical plot device crystal, and that he would be the same but without poison powers,
Okay.
and that they would be going to an amusement park. M then decided that his character couldn't talk, and I think this is stupid, but I kept playing along. Giving his character a necklace that would let him speak, M's character throws it away. I give him a
Oh
potion of speech.
Jesus!
His character throws it up. At this point, both of my other players and I are getting annoyed and just want the session to progress. Suddenly, M proclaims that a swarm of bees comes from his character's mouth. I was not told about any of this before the
What?
session started, so instinctively I go to kill the bees, thinking they're evil or were left over from M's character's death. M then gets mad at me for killing the bees, sending me a message about how they were going to talk for his character, and proceeds to send me an insect race And I'm annoyed that he didn't talk to me about this before the session started. And I tell him it's too late to give it's too late and gives his character a potion that lets him speak, only for him to change it and say that the potion makes word bubbles appear written in Comic Sans.
Why?
Which
Just
I was
why?
annoyed by this point, but not wanting to fight him anymore, I just let it go and went along with it. He then proceeds to bother everyone else in the session, getting in the way of people wanting to RP with NPCs, and just doing stupid shit to get on everyone's nerves.
Being a troll. Fair enough.
Which, I mean, I think this is just one of those things where, like, he's just getting back at you for
Yeah.
killing his character. Like, that's just exactly what it sounds like to me.
And
I can't even, like,
it was an
describe anything else.
accident though. Like I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
But it wasn't even the DM's fault.
No,
That's the
it's
thing.
not the DM's fault. It was that this is a legit accident where like this player throws the item and you just happen to die from it because of splash damage. There's nothing the DM can do at that point. It's out of
Yeah,
the DM's hands.
it's
Which
it's kind of just like, I mean, and I'm not gonna bend the rules, and so I
nope,
agree. I think this was a good use of that death.
yeah,
I think that was a good way of a character death. Is like, oh, like, something happened, and from the result of that attack, something else happened,
yeah,
and like they said, they were laughing, they were having fun with it. So I mean, it wasn't a problem at all. I don't think so.
nope,
And by no means do I think this is the OP or the DM at this point.
no,
But and again, it's just, to me, it's just is this dude M getting back at you
yes, most
because you
definitely,
killed his character, and you
yes.
said that his character couldn't have XYZ, right? Like, so it's his
Which
way of
if you're
getting
gonna
back.
do that, you have to
Just don't
talk to
play.
someone.
Just
Well,
don't.
hang on. Like like he want to do this whole thing with the bees. You gotta communicate with somebody that you're gonna do this. That way, somebody at the
Even
fucking
if,
table knows what's
well,
going on.
let's just say you get like a necklace, right? Instead of
Yeah,
throwing away, you can just like, oh, I reveal that I have a bunch of bees in me and
there you
this
go.
insect race that is inhabiting this body, and that's why they're not using the vocal cords,
There you
right?
go.
It's like, then you have an explanation like, oh, this necklace isn't useless. It's just there's a
And,
reason.
yeah,
So
you don't even need the necklace. You reveal how you can actually speak through a different means, and that's
one
totally
hundred
fine to do
percent,
it like that.
100%.
So yeah, M ain't gotta be a douchebag about it, bro. Just sit there and just reveal your plot twist already that you're trying to build up here.
It gets worse, like I said. So during the
Jesus
session, the
Christ.
party finds a little girl who is looking for her dad, and once reunited, I reveal that the dad, oh, she's looking for her dads, and then once reunited, I reveal that the dads were my previous characters, the wizard and the warlock. M gets mad and proceeds to start saying shit like, quote, I thought you said no multiverses, and they're still dead in my campaign. Doesn't make any sense. So just dumb shit. And for context, in my campaign, I thought
Jesus
it would be
Christ.
fun if I had everyone's previous character show up for a moment as a little cameo. They didn't alter the plot or anything. They just were happened to be for fun callbacks. After this incident, M started to participate less and less in the session, sometimes just leaving the call halfway through without telling anyone. And one night I got a call from M, and when I answered, he just kept saying, quote, they're dead, they're dead. Damien and Nye are dead, mocking the death of my characters to the point where I started crying. And after the campaign
Wow.
ended, I decided to join M's pirate campaign.
What?
Yeah, I mean,
Why? I'm sorry.
it could be your friend. I know we talk about it a lot. It to me that would be a
I'm sorry,
changer for me.
Joe. After him like calling and mocking and behaving that way during my campaign, I'm not gonna join any fucking other thing that he's doing. Like,
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry. Like, I see how he is at the table. He might be a great dude outside of TTRPGs, but when he's playing in that, he acts like a fucking man child. I'm not gonna participate in that. I have better things to do with my time. Like,
I wouldn't either. But like we said, like this is their first group. This is
yep,
kind of their first time playing stuff,
yep. I
So
know.
I understand. Like you feel like you only have one group that you can go to.
Yeah,
And maybe you don't want to get into random people's groups or whatnot, and that's okay.
fair,
I understand. So
understandable.
after my campaign ended, I decided to join M's pirate campaign with S, Y, and one of M's other friends.
Ah,
I
Jesus, it's
played
really gonna hurt me to
uh
keep track of this.
I played a Tabaxi named Nyan Yami, and S played a Tiefling rogue. And this setting was like a gross, twisted version of a pirate campaign. M had started the session with a video of a scientist talking about multiverses and alternate universes before going, "Oh, whoops, no more alternate universes." A clear jab at me, which
See,
that's fucking childish.
that's what I'm
And I
saying. He's just
hated
like a
this
man child.
campaign. Yeah, I hated this campaign. My character was constantly targeted by enemies, and whenever I made a successful roll, there was always a catch. Like I wanted to pick up a hermit crab on the beach. I rolled high enough on animal handling roll to succeed, but oh, the crab pinches you and it runs away. He would also put weird scenarios into the sessions, like porno mags were currency, and would cat call S's character. Here we go again. And
Yeah,
the island filled with fascist bananas. S and I started to feel uncomfortable, and after the second session, decided to try and talk to M about it. He didn't see anything wrong because it was fictional, so we decided to leave his campaign.
good, good. Fucking beautiful. Yes, do not, for the love of God, stay around a campaign like that.
That
Thank you.
guy, oh my god, dude! Like I said, that guy's just, like, what an ass! What an ass! Like to do that, and that, like, dude. Okay, it kind of sounds like you made a whole campaign just to fuck with people,
Yep.
which is like, bro, why? Why would you waste your time on that? Like that, there's so much better things to do with
It,
your
like
fucking
he's
time, dude.
getting upset just because like this dude brought his characters back in a different campaign to make a small cameo. So M's taking it as like a
Who
personal
cares? It's
attack.
just a little cameo. It's fun.
Who
It's just meant to be fun. Like I did that with your guys' stuff all the
fucking
time.
loved it, and I
It's
fucking
fun.
loved
It's
it.
like, oh shit, this guy made an appearance. Like that's super awesome, and that's a
Yeah,
really good DM choice. That's a
it
really
is.
good
It's
DMing choice to make cameos of previous characters, anything like that. You'll have a lot of fun with it. You will. So it's really, really
oh,
hard to kind of just be
Jesus
like, bro,
Christ.
like I get it, right? Like I understand. Like this guy has probably been your friend for a while, and you like don't want to be an ass when he's like, oh hey, do you want to play a pirate campaign? You're like, yeah, sure. You know, like I got more time. Sure, we could play something, and then that happens. Like again, like I totally understand immediately. Like this is just you being an ass, and you trying to like give us some
Yeah,
like get backs,
like
get back at us and whatnot. But
yeah, I don't, and okay, I'm just gonna say I hope they don't really talk to this dude anymore, because yeah, he just kind of seems like an asshole. Like I don't know.
this is the light at the end of the tunnel here, though.
Oh,
So
okay.
I then started a more serious horror campaign and requested that all
Ooh,
the players talk to me about their characters and backstories before the campaign started.
all
Wonderful.
right,
That
okay.
is the start of your session zero. That's a session zero type
Mm-hmm.
thing. Very
Perfect.
beautiful. Wonderful. I had messaged M and asked if he was going to join the session that day, and he said no. So I start the session with my three players. Everything's going well until I see M join the call, and I'm in the middle of an exposition dump when M starts messaging me about his character and wanting to join. I have to pause the session to deal with M, and he sent me a character sheet, no name, no backstory. He was playing a character that could turn into a demogorgon on full moons, and his god was an eldritch horror that was also the moon.
No.
Completely breaking my world lore. He had no name, wanting the party to name him, no backstory, wanting it to be a mystery, and giving me nothing to work with plot
Nope.
wise. He
Nope.
also couldn't talk, go figures, instead,
Mm-mm.
only casting images into people's minds. Let's just say I was irritated, but not wanting to seem like a jerk or start anything, I let him join the session, only for him to
No.
immediately start causing trouble by projecting the image of sea of blood into the minds of everyone in the tavern. I tell him this backfires and people of the tavern want him dead. Later, I'm explaining how a village is terrified because a creature is eating their livestock, and M sends me a message asking if his character is the one who's doing it. I tell him no, and after he leaves the session early. This would become a recurring issue with him. After a bit, he just stopped showing up to sessions, and
Thank
over time, we just
God.
stopped playing with M and made a separate server for D&D without him. I don't want to
Good.
play D&D with someone who can't respect others or the DM. As of now, I'm currently DMing a pirate themed campaign with S and two other good friends of mine and have been having a lot of fun. I do
Good.
not play with M anymore, and I don't think I'll play with him ever again. Which, good. Good, good.
Thank
Very good.
Christ.
Fuck
Like
that
just
guy for
yeah.
trying to. You ask him, "Do you want to join?" No, and then he just joins mid game.
He's trying to ambush him. He's trying to fucking
Yeah,
ambush him.
and
Like,
you're
dude.
ruining the exposition. You're ruining all this other stuff. Like, come on, man. Like,
uh,
I'm glad that at the end, this person is like, "Hey, fuck this guy. We're
I,
not playing with you anymore."
I'm at least glad this isn't like. I'm glad they got out of it early, and this wasn't like years of this. It was like it sounds to me a span of like maybe a few months, probably, of where all this going on. Hopefully, maybe
Yeah, and
5 months.
I'll give you some context too through the
Okay,
comment section, like I
okay,
usually do. So somebody asked them like, "Why'd you even play with this person beyond the first campaign? They clearly didn't respect you or your time." And the
yes.
OP just said it was difficult to say no because we all lived in the same dorm building during COVID, and I didn't really have anyone else to play with regularly. Which that's exactly what I said was
Yep,
probably happening.
yep.
So again, I don't blame the OP for any of
No,
this.
no,
It's
definitely
just
not.
M being an ass
Mhm.
hat, and if he's being a douche like that and can't handle playing nice with others, he doesn't deserve to play with you.
Yep,
I think you as a DM, I think you did great. I think you're doing
solid
great,
job.
and I think all your points that you're making with the story and asking for backstories, doing session zeros now, all wonderful points, and
Mhm.
it's incredibly awesome.
Yeah.
I cannot applaud you enough for what you've done and what you are doing. Not a lot of DMs, like you have learned in this story, are great DMs.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I'm glad to hear that you're playing. I'm glad to hear that you're
Mhm.
having a lot of fun now, and that you don't ever play with this guy ever again. I pray for that. I
Seriously.
do.
Yeah, because seriously, fuck that dude. That M guy, I, I don't get Joe. Again, you're the one who has the more analytical mind in terms of people's psyche. I don't know what's so fucking wrong with this guy. I don't know if it was
Dude,
just.
he's just trying to get he got a taste of his own medicine at some
Mm,
point, and then he just went crazy and is trying to like ruin this person's games to ruin their experience because you ruined his experience. That's it. End all be all. But Antonio, that is not the end of our episode today. I have another story for everyone.
oh
I
jeez.
know you
Okay.
love it, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Oh boy.
This one is really short, but this is
Okay.
gonna be really fucking funny. I think you're gonna like this one, Antonio.
All right.
So this one says new player refused help, insisted on an overpowered character, and then quit.
All right. All right. You have my attention. Let's dive into this one.
This one's really short, and I apologize, but I love this story so much. I really did have to read this one. So I've been running a D&D campaign, and session zero was announced over a month ago. I made it super clear to the group that I'd help anyone with their character creation, including mechanics, class options, everything. I'm all about making sure new players feel comfortable and have fun, which that's awesome. You're
Sounds
awesome.
great. Sounds amazing.
Enter this one player who, despite never touching D&D, insisted on doing everything by herself. Cool, no problem, right?
Why am I getting
People want to
TikTok
learn,
vibes?
and I get it. But when she shows up the next session, it's a disaster.
Oh boy.
Her character, a level 1 healer, which is in quotes, healer,
Right.
who could travel between dimensions whenever she wanted. 2. Turn into a star where she's immune to all damage. 3. Deal damage to anything that attacks her while in star form. 4. Shoot out needles from said star form that stun and damage enemies. 5. And called all of this her divine passive. So just it's passive.
What? J- this has to be someone who got these ideas off TikTok or something. Like me when I came in as a level 1 player, I didn't think of any of this shit. Let's just put it that way.
Well, let me
Like,
just put this.
go ahead, go
I
ahead.
will say, perhaps maybe you were thinking of GURPS. GURPS is a game where you can make anything. GURPS is the system you want to make anything, and you've got about 10 books to read before you can make a character. So,
Jesus Christ.
so to continue on here, when I gently explained that D&D has rules and she can't just do whatever she wanted at level 1, she lost it. Started complaining about how D&D is nonsense and that I was insulting her because I didn't accept her character.
Oh, Jesus
I kept my
Christ
cool and
Almighty.
offered to help her build something balanced and fun, and she actually took me up on this. So I spent
Okay.
the next 4 hours,
Wait, what?
yes, 4,
What?
explaining every single class and subclass to her. Oh, and I had to translate everything into German too, since that was easier for her.
Oh
I really tried to
no.
be patient and
Oh
supportive.
no.
After all that, she goes, "Nuh-uh, I don't think this game's for me," and
Are
ditched out.
you? no. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm fucking no. Players. Any fucking player listening to this right now, someone who's even interested in getting into tabletop games, if your fucking GM/DM sits there and spends 4 fucking hours of their time, which they do not have to do, they could just
It's a
say,
hobby, man. It's a fucking. These players are playing with. It's a hobby,
I'm
my
sorry,
guy.
Joe. Here's the thing too, bro. Like, am I? The DM literally could have just said like, "Oh, hey, go Google it. Go watch some YouTube videos or something." He could have
Yeah,
just done that. He
definitely
spent
would have been easy. Yeah, he
he
spent his
spent
own
four
time
fucking hours with you, and then
of his own time.
you pretty much smack him in the face by saying, "Nope, not for me."
Not for me. I'm done. And then you leave.
That's a
And
fucking
so
smack in
to
the
end
face of the
that little
DM.
sentence there, I love introducing new players to the game, but man, this was the roughest, one of the roughest experiences I've had. Which I applaud
Oh my
you.
god,
Even
dude.
this
Are
is
you
a
kidding
small
me?
little story. I applaud you. You're awesome. If you're willing to go through that 4 hours of explaining, you're a great DM.
You are, and I would
You're
like. I'm just
fantastic.
like, sorry. If
You're
someone
going on my
contributes that much,
wall of good DMs I have in my room.
if someone goes through that time and effort, you gotta at least try it. Try it at least for a session or two before just saying not for me.
Exactly, especially if somebody fucking spends 4 hours and then translates shit for you,
Like, dude, they're
which
going
is a
through
whole
so
nother
much
thing, man.
effort. They're going
A
through
whole
so
nother thing.
much. He did so much for this person. They just threw it in his face, essentially. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
that. It's not, Joe. I know you meant for this to be a ha ha funny one. I'm just kind of pissed. I'm not even a
this one
DM.
pissed you off more than the fucking other one.
I know.
But
Like,
the other one was more about like this is just being an asshole.
yeah,
Don't
he's just being an
fucking
asshole.
don't bother. Don't fucking
I hate it.
bother.
I think I could become a little from just the show. I think I've become a little desensitized to it. But like a player, just this to me is almost blatant disrespect to the DM and the effort and time he put in. That's what bothers me. I'm not even a DM, but this bothers me because they spent so much time and effort, so much of it
Which
to help
that
you.
leads into my SRC question.
Oh shit. Okay,
One of
let's
them
do it.
is so when you're playing with others and you feel like your players are trying to derail derail your campaign on purpose, what do you do?
Oh, this is a you question, Joe. I ain't got nothing for this one.
Well, Antonio, I think you can apply some stuff for a player side. Like if you
That's true.
were
That's true.
playing and you notice that like these other two players on the table are just derailing it on purpose because they
I,
think it's stupid.
I'm maybe this is just me, Joe, from a player's perspective, because I can't do much because I'm not the DM. But from a player's perspective, I think I kind of call him out on the table for it, if I'm
I
gonna be
would.
honest.
I
Because
would.
I'm like, it's one thing if you're just trying to have like, it's one thing if you are just playing the game, having fun, and you happen to derail the whatever the DM had planned, but like you don't intentionally mean to do it. Like it just happened. Like okay, hey, that happens to any DM in any game. That happens. But to intentionally try to like poke at it and try to find the holes and try to just fuck with the DM like that, that's not cool.
No,
Like I said before, like the DMs put a lot of time and effort into these games. So to try and do this is again a bit of a slap in the face to
definitely.
intentionally try it.
And
I
I don't. I can't say enough as a DM. If they're trying to derail it and you're just not having fun anymore as a DM,
hmm,
call the campaign and start it again with some other people.
yeah,
I think the easiest answer is always the go-to. Personally, I think it's really hard, especially like if they are your friends and you're trying to be nice and you're trying to like get them into D&D. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. My brother,
yep,
for instance, doesn't like D&D. Loves Baldur's Gate, but hates D&D. I tried to get him into it, and he just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand why people like it, and that's fine. He doesn't play, and I'm
totally
not mad
okay.
about it.
Yeah,
But he gave it a shot, and I appreciate that. And even though he said that and he started kind of being like, I don't really care about this, blah, 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 I was like, hey, that's fine. It's whatever, man.
no,
Don't worry about
nothing
it.
you can do. Nothing you can do
And my other
in that
brother
situation.
is the complete opposite. He's helped run multiple games with me of our own systems and stuff. So
Mm.
he's awesome. And
Yeah,
I can't thank him enough for playing the games and playing with us and stuff like that. So
yeah.
we just got varying different opinions. Like, and my brother Ben, he's
Mhm.
just a little guy. He he likes it, but he feels like there's just not enough. Like he doesn't know how to play a character all the way, so he just feels like it would take a lot of time for him to learn how, and that's kind of his thing. But like I said,
Fair enough.
if they're
Fair
just
enough.
not into it, just
They're
don't
just
even
not
bother.
into it. Yeah,
Just don't bother. You know,
it is what it is.
it's not that big a deal. You know,
Hmm.
nobody's gonna. I'm not gonna have hurt feelings if somebody says that my game sucks.
Nah.
I
Nah.
mean, if you think that, you think that. You know, it's not that big a deal. And I've had a lot of times where things have just gone sour, or people have just been like trying to derail a game, or just like they just don't want to play. I just ask them.
Hmm.
I really do. I'm like, hey, if you don't want to play and you just want to sit here and derail everything and be a nuisance, like, don't play.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty blunt. I'm a blunt person, so I say that, and you can be nicer about it. Absolutely, be nicer about it. I'm not. I am not a role model
I
here.
yeah. I don't know, Joe. I don't know if that's the. I'm not. I don't think that's the wrong way to handle it. Just like, hey, if you don't like it, if you don't want to play it, then just don't.
Just don't play it.
Like I don't. I like sometimes I understand you don't want to hurt your friends' feelings, you want to hurt your family members' feelings, but sometimes, like Joe said, the easiest solution, the most direct path is the one to go with, right? Like just
It
tell them
is.
like, hey,
It
X
is.
Y Z, sorry,
It's really tough. It really is really tough
yeah,
to kind of get through all that. And I understand that like these people are people that you know, they're
mm,
dorm mates in college,
yeah.
they're friends that you hang out with regularly. Maybe they're high school buddies. Maybe they're whatever it is, whatever the situation is. It's a
PlayStation
club,
Network friends.
anything, anything. Like you know, it's hard. It's hard to tell people like, hey, you're being obnoxious,
Yes.
especially when they are your friend. So don't
Mm.
ever feel bad or don't feel like you don't matter because you do matter. Even if you're the
Yes.
DM, you
Yes.
still have to have fun, even if it's your campaign.
100%.
And I run a shitload of campaigns myself, so I play a lot and I make a lot of stories. I make a lot of stuff, and it's always fun. It's always really interesting, and I love to do it. And if DMing's not your thing, or if being a player isn't your thing, just don't stay, don't linger, and make it a problem for everyone else. It's
Yes.
not fair.
Yeah. No, it's 100% not fair. If you don't like it, don't make it someone else's problem. Just be like, oh, hey guys, sorry, it's just not for me. I gave it a try. Again, I, I would say, Joe, I would say a fair tryout of a game would be at least a few sessions, 2 to 3 sessions, unless like session one like you're just 100% against it. If it's like that, then don't continue. But if you're just kind of on the fence a little bit, I think it's fair to say to give it a fair chance, right? As a player, to give a
I tell
system a
people
fair
all the time is
chance,
like if you're gonna give something a fair chance, I think it's just kind of like watching a TV show. Like you
you
can't just
have to
watch
give it
one
some time.
episode and just be like, okay, it's not for me.
Mm.
Like, like for me when I watch TV or somebody recommends a show, I'll watch a couple episodes, like three,
Yes.
4 episodes, and then if I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not for me, man. I don't
Yeah.
care for it. Then that's to me is like a fair shot. Same
Yes.
with
one Hundred
games.
percent.
Like if you're gonna play D&D for the first time and you're like, I'll play a session. Okay, that session is all right.
Mm.
Keep playing. Keep playing about, like I said, three or four. Play 3 or 4 sessions.
Yeah.
And if you're really after the third, fourth session, you're like, I still just don't care.
Yep.
Don't play. Just say, hey, it's just not for me.
Yep.
And don't
Nothing
take
wrong
it
with that.
personally as a DM. If somebody says they don't like your DM style, there's somebody out there that does.
Mm.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Even for the bad DMs,
No,
there's
bad ones
somebody
can go
out
fuck
there.
off. Bad ones can go fuck off.
They
That's all I'm
they
saying, Joe.
dude, there's plenty of times I've seen some people play some games and they all enjoy it and I'm the only one asking questions like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they're like, I don't understand, Joey. You're just being a hater." I'm like, "I guess I'm being a hater, man. Okay. Have fun doing your shenanigans, man. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need it." But Antonio, those are the stories and SRC questions I have for you, and I know we're
Oh shit.
running a
Okay.
little short today,
We
despite having a
are.
longer story.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I thought we'd go a little bit longer.
But Antonio, I do want to talk about some stuff coming up for us,
Oh shit.
for the people out there that might be viewing
Shit.
us and might be viewing our games and such. Please, if you want to, you guys can find us over on Discord guilds. If you're looking for guild, you can simply put in Patchwork Games Discord and go ahead and hit apply. I know applications are kind of weird, and it's a new function to Discord, but I use it so that I don't have any bots in my chat or anything. It's just a preventative measure. So I really, really thank everyone that has joined our server and has been playing. We are almost at 100 people in our Discord, and I'm so happy to say that. And I hope that you guys join. And if you have already joined, thank you. We have so much going on in there. We have our games. Of course, look forward to our backer kit, and please, if you haven't already, we have an awesome stretch goals for our exclusive that's only going to be backer kit exclusive. So if you really want to go snag that and get some extra goodies for your reemergence games that you get, please do. It's going to be really, really awesome.
Mm.
For those of you that are looking forward to some stuff, we're going to have Parasitic Paradigm, just our version 0.08, and we're going to release that on Halloween. Hoping to get our 1.0 out pretty much shortly after that.
Mm.
The other things, please look forward to Plague of Elders, which is our angelic slash eldritch horror TTRPG, which is going to be coming, and it's going to be absolutely awesome to see us start playtesting that again. And
Mm.
for anybody interested in anime and cool kaiju and awesome battles with big, large creatures, maybe Joey hosts an Attack on Titan
Oh shit!
Kaiju
Oh
Kessu
shit!
campaign, which is our it's our monster fighting game. You play your little characters, and you fight big monsters. You go bonk. Imagine Monster Hunter, but you're pretty much Monster Hunter and AOT mashed together. And that's what that game's going to be for our
Sounds pretty
TTRPG
cool to
setting.
me.
So if you're interested in that and you're interested in following us, please go find us over on Patrick Games Discord using the guild function, and it's going to be really awesome to see all you guys there. We've already had so many people come in from the backer kit; it's insane, and I'm really happy to see we're almost there, almost reaching our goal.
Yeah.
And I look forward to the progress that we have with everything else. Of course, I can't say any of that without mentioning the fact that we plan to have a lot of things happen this next year, and I look forward to it. I look
Oh
forward
yeah.
to it,
Same here.
Antonio. I
Same here, my
I
dude.
can't imagine just how far we've come from not only the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but the support and love we've gotten from you guys over on Discord, gotten from all these different sources. You guys have been super supportive over on Patreon as well. And I look forward to releasing the Coliseum of Madness to you guys while we're out. And this season one finale is fantastic. I could not have asked for a better host, Antonio, one of my
Oh,
bestest friends,
please.
and
This is all you, buddy. All
crazy.
you.
It's crazy to think that
It's
it's
been a
been a
journey.
year.
Been a
It's been a
freaking
year.
journey.
One that I didn't expect to get so much done in,
Mm-hmm.
especially with such a little time. I felt like I've been working my ass off, and I've been trying to get these TTRPGs together, trying to get more and more stuff out. Where we get this podcast out to you guys, and of course, I have another podcast as well that I'm starting up. It'll have 2 episodes by the time this is out, probably three. For a delve deeper, which is my horror, cryptid, haunting, spooky podcast, which we talk about everything from hauntings to paranormal junk. It's really fun. I really enjoy it with my friend Nate. He's pretty cool guy, voice actor and everything, and he's really fun to get to research all that with. You'll also see an appearance from Ryan from episodes ago, and he's really awesome dude too. So I cannot complain with the progress everything has made, and everybody around me has contributed. It's awesome to feel like I have support in all of my crazy, wacky ideas as a DM, and all my stories, all the stories I get to tell from you guys, and pretty much everything that you guys send me is so awesome, and it's incredible to get to know each and every one of you. And for those of you that have been on my show with Antonio and me, it's much love to you guys. You guys are awesome. If you've ever spent time on the show, you know that we're kind of silly. We kind of do our
Just a
thing.
little bit.
But I'm more than happy to say, if you are watching, thank you.
Yes.
Genuinely, thank you. You guys are awesome. I
Seriously.
couldn't have done this without you. I couldn't have done this without you either, Antonio.
I would hope so. I mean, I'd feel a little. I'd be a little sad if you could just do it without me, Joe. No,
I
I
can't.
think you would have been
I
fine.
can't.
I
I
think
can't
you would
do
have
it
been fine
without my comedic other half.
of
Because
course.
apparently you're the funny guy, and everybody likes the funny guy.
I'm okay. I'm all right.
So again, it's super awesome to get to see all that, and thank you to our first sponsor,
Yes.
W, so much. I never expected to reach our first guys. Like they reached out and
Mm,
they hit us up, and I was
they
really
did.
excited to know that since we were on the trending page, they wanted to partner with us.
Mm.
So big shout out to them and for the start of this journey, and I look forward to season 2. We're gonna bring you brand new music because I know you guys are fucking sick and tired of the original music. But don't worry, your boy here is composing as we speak. And Antonio, I look really forward to season 2 with you,
Oh,
man. It's gonna
same,
be so
dude.
much
It's gonna be a
fun.
blast. It'll be a blast.
And
And
yep,
and you want to Joe? You want Joe? I haven't got to say thank you either. I want to personally just thank everyone who tunes in every week, who joins the Discord, who's the people who are backing us on Backers. Like seriously, thank you guys. I I I don't have a ton to add because I mean, what more can I say? It's just literally you guys are you guys keep this going. Like maybe you don't think you do, but like without any support or anything, like yeah, like we probably wouldn't be here at this point. Like we're at like 60 subscribers now, and I'm not trying to flex anything, but like we've made a lot of progress, and it's just always good to see. It's good to feel that support from you guys, and it's always appreciated, and you get like it truly means a lot. So I just want to say again from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and we just yeah,
we
just
do it for
again
you.
thank you.
We
Yeah,
do it for you. Don't
we do
worry.
because I mean obviously Joe and I enjoy doing this, but yeah, I mean we do this for you guys.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you guys enjoy it. Seems like you guys enjoy the antics that happen on this show every once in a while. So yeah,
And
again,
you guys also like to make fun of me because I put Discord in our Patrick Games Discord, and everybody likes to make shit poke fun at me. I get at least like one comment every fucking week on it,
uh,
and it's kind of the funniest shit ever because it's the first time I've ever been like memed on, and it's like every week somebody's like, man, I'm surprised that I can't find your Discord without Discord in it. Was one of the comments I had last time. I was like, man, I never would have found
uh,
your Discord without that word in there, and I was like, yeah, okay. It's one of those things where I think it's funny, and it's I love it. I enjoy it,
yeah.
even though I get to see the single ended comments every week. I don't care. It's fun.
Mm,
I enjoy
yeah.
it, and I'm so happy to say that Patrick Games is doing as well as it is. Just
Yeah.
for us being two dudes that make these games, make this podcast, just two of
Mm,
us. So in
yeah.
case anybody thinks that there's like 6, 7, 8 people behind it, no,
No, it's
it's
just
just
Joe and
two dudes,
myself.
and we learned hundreds of skills to be able to do the things that we do,
Some would say
and
thousands.
thousands. We're up in the thousands at this point. And like I say in one of my TikToks, I have poured blood, tears, sweat, and various other fluids that may or may not be mine into this business. So I appreciate all that, and I look forward to season 2, Antonio.
Same here, dude.
And with that, remember DMs, stay
Stay
dastardly.
dastardly.